Chapter 3, The Silent Breakthrough. Scene 1, Opening Narration. The Azure Cloud Sect was a world within a world, a sprawling sanctuary of martial cultivation nestled between towering mountains that pierced the heavens. Morning sunlight spilled across its jade-green rooftops, the soft glow of dawn illuminating the courtyard where hundreds of outer disciples gathered. The clang of swords, the rumble of chi techniques, and the sharp shouts of cultivators echoed through the valley like a grand orchestra of ambition. Every strike, every breath, every bead of sweat symbolized their burning desire to rise above mediocrity. Yet amid the noise, one figure remained absent. While others fought for recognition beneath the watchful gaze of elders, Tian chose solitude. The so-called trash disciple, forgotten by many, mocked by most, and underestimated by all, was not seen in the training grounds. He was not sparring, nor was he competing. Instead, hidden in the depths of the sect library, Tian sat quietly, surrounded by dust and silence. Dust motes drifted in golden beams of light, illuminating rows upon rows of ancient scrolls and jade slips. His posture was steady, his expression calm, yet within his eyes burned the intensity of a storm waiting to be unleashed. The sect was filled with clamor and pride, but Tian cultivated in silence. For in silence, there was no competition. In silence, his strength could grow without interruption. In silence, he would become unstoppable. The Azure Cloud sect brimmed with ambition, but Tian was the shadow they could not yet see. Scene 2, the system's next quest. As Tian refined his chi, the familiar cold chime of the system resonated in his consciousness. System notification. New quest generated, silent double breakthrough. Objective, advance 2 cultivation stages within 10 days without detection. Reward, hidden technique plus 500 spirit points. Failure penalty, chi deviation risk, loss of progress, possible injury. A glowing status panel flickered before Tian's vision. Tian, current status. Level, stage 5, early. Spirit chi, dense, high purity. Techniques, Azure Fist, intermediate. Experience, 42% towards stage 6. Hidden potential, locked. Tian narrowed his eyes. A double breakthrough in 10 days. For ordinary disciples, this was lunacy. To cross even a single stage could require months, if not years, of hard labor, meditation, and resource gathering. But Tian was no ordinary disciple. His lips curved faintly as he whispered, "Accepted." The system pulsed in acknowledgement, and a faint warmth surged through his danshan, as though the heavens themselves had acknowledged his challenge. Scene 3, training under the moon. That night, Tian slipped silently into the bamboo grove behind the sect. The moon cast its silver glow upon the earth, painting the forest in shades of ethereal light. The grove swayed gently in the wind, its whispers like an ancient chant that resonated with the rhythm of cultivation. Tian inhaled slowly, his lungs filled with crisp night air, laced with faint spiritual essence. As he exhaled, his body sank into a martial stance. His fists struck the air in a slow, deliberate pattern. Every motion was guided not just by muscle memory, but by the system's flawless instructions. System assistance. Azure Fist technique executed. Form correction, 3 degrees adjustment on right arm. Chi circulation path optimized. Strike power plus 12%. The feedback flowed into Tian's mind like a teacher whispering in his ear. With every strike, the world trembled faintly. Bamboo leaves fluttered, ripples of energy radiating outward though he restrained his full power. Invisible to ordinary eyes, spirals of blue-white spirit chi coiled around him, merging with his meridians. His danshan glowed faintly, expanding and contracting like a beating heart, pumping refined chi into every corner of his body. By dawn, his progress bar had surged. Status update. Stage 5 mid. Experience, 68%. Tian exhaled, sweat glistening on his forehead. The path is painful, but the results are real. Scene 4, Rival's suspicion. While Yi Tian hid in shadows, others noticed his absence. Lin Yue, her gentle eyes filled with curiosity, glanced at the empty training fields. "He's never here anymore. Where does he go?" Her friend shook her head. "Forget him, Lin Yue. Yi Tian's just a failure clinging to scraps." But Lin Yue's intuition whispered otherwise. She remembered the assessment, the shocking leap to stage 3 overnight. Something was changing. Meanwhile, Han Zhi, clad in embroidered robes, scoffed loudly, overhearing her. "Trash will always be trash. He probably hides to avoid humiliation. Mark my words, Lin Yue, people like him will never rise above." Yet as he spoke, unease gnawed at him. His pride refused to acknowledge it, but Han Zhi's heart recalled the faint, oppressive aura Yi Tian had exuded during the assessment. Scene 5, Library of Forbidden Scrolls. The library was not merely a place of knowledge, it was a battlefield of secrets. Hidden deep within its bowels lay a sealed chamber, forbidden to outer disciples. But for Yi Tian, the system whispered guidance. System prompt. Access detected, forbidden archive. Security barrier, level 3, initiating bypass. A faint ripple of energy shimmered, the ancient seal trembling before collapsing silently. Yi Tian stepped inside. Rows of jade slips glowed faintly with ancient light. Dust swirled, carrying whispers of cultivators long gone. As Yi Tian brushed his hand across the slips, knowledge surged into his mind. New techniques acquired. Shadow steps, movement speed plus 20%. Phantom palm, critical damage plus 30%. Silent sword chi, piercing power plus 40%. Visions flickered before his eyes, ancient masters demonstrating techniques, each movement etched into his very soul. His arsenal expanded. From a so-called trash disciple, he now wielded arts even some inner disciples had never touched. Scene 6, First Breakthrough. On the 7th night, as the moon hung high, Yi Tian's body quivered. His meridians burned like rivers of fire. Spirit chi flooded him, compressing, refining, reshaping his core. His bones hummed, muscles tightened, sweat poured. He clenched his fists, teeth grinding against the pain. "I will endure." A final surge tore through him. System notification. Stage 6 achieved. Spirit power X2. Martial arts proficiency increased. Yi Tian opened his eyes, his pupils gleaming like stars. He had crossed a threshold silently, unseen, unheard. Scene 7, Rival encounter at night. But fate rarely allowed peace. As Yi Tian trained in the grove, a mocking voice pierced the night. "So, this is where you hide." Han Zhi emerged from the shadows, smirk curling his lips. Yi Tian turned calmly, his aura restrained. Yet even without release, pressure rippled. Han Zhi froze, his arrogance cracking for a heartbeat. Yi Tian's gaze was cold, unflinching. "Leave." Han Zhi sneered to mask his fear. "Enjoy your fantasies, trash. When the sect trials arrive, you'll be crushed." He retreated, yet his trembling hands betrayed him. Scene 8, Second Breakthrough. The deadline approached. Pain racked Yi Tian's body as he forced spirit chi to condense further. His veins bulged, his dantian quivered, and his vision blurred. System warning. Critical strain detected. Success chance, 62%. Yi Tian growled. "I refuse to stop." Thunder rumbled faintly across the skis, as though heaven itself tested him. Spirit chi roared, chains within his body shattering. Energy burst forth like a tidal wave. System notification. Stage 7 achieved. Hidden technique unlocked. Eternal chi flow. Effect. Auto-recovery plus 50%, chi circulation infinite. Yi Tian collapsed to his knees, gasping. His body pulsed with newfound vitality, his strength transcending ordinary limits. Scene 9, Closing narration. Moonlight bathed the bamboo grove, silver against the quiet figure of Yi Tian. He sat cross-legged, calm as still water, his aura faint yet terrifying. To the sect, he remained invisible. To destiny, he was inevitable. The system flickered with one final message. System prompt. New quest incoming. Survive the sect selection trial. The storm had only begun.